everyone, I am going to film a quick vlog. I'm a little bit on time pressure because right now it's Saturday and my boys are coming back in about an hour from tennis, and yeah, I have to film quite a few videos to cover for the rest of the April month, as my parents are arriving on Monday, which is so exciting. So it's very little time left for me to finish off all of my work projects. There should be my website launch video finally up on my channel. If you haven't seen it, please go and check it out. I'm super excited and super proud to have been able to build a website and online shop within 2 weeks, roughly speaking. I think it was almost like a week and a half when it was live. I just didn't have time to do the launch. So it was a lot of work, incredible amount of stress, and I think this is why I got sick again. My voice, you probably can hear it in. I feel okay otherwise. I'm not too exhausted, but I just feel run down. It's been immensely stressful. To set up a new online shop is not an easy job. I mean, Etsy was great in the sense that it was so easy. You just pay a ridiculous amount of money, but you don't notice it because I think it's the fee you pay, and then also on top of that you're getting like charged. So by the time you realize how much you're actually spending to run Etsy, it's a lot. So, and then obviously with every product that you sell as well. Yeah, so it was a lot. However, I think that covered for everything else that you needed to do that they did for you. And in a way, then your control is taken away. Like, you're not controlling the situation. You're not responsible for certain things. You don't need to look into them. You don't need to like set them up. They do everything for you. But I think as a business owner, when you get to like running your business for a few years, you're not new anymore to the whole situation. You want, or I want more control over my website, over my online shop, over everything that is part of presenting my business or my brand. So yeah, I'm not planning to go into too much Etsy detail. Nothing has changed since I've done the last update on them. But point being is that I'm really happy that I moved on, and it feels like a completely different world having a different online shop, because I mean, I don't know if I would recommend going to a more professional online shop. If you're a complete beginner, you just might find it very overwhelming. I mean, I am seasoned. I've been running my business for 4 years now, or my online shop as well, and I know what I'm doing. But even then, it took me a while to set it up, to figure things out. I needed a little bit of help with like figuring the taxes and the financial side of it. But other than that, the entire thing I've done myself, and it's very helpful. It actually has like a theme that you can, loads of different themes that you can select and then change those themes within like different color preferences and whatever, move around the boxes. So you have such a flexibility in building your own online shop that actually looks superb compared to Etsy. I feel that I grew out of Etsy by now. Like, even if this problem didn't happen where they're sitting on my money, I told you in the plans I wanted to have a separate online shop somewhere else, like on my website or whatever. So with it, there were also few things that I had to learn. So for example, shipping was very easily set up with Royal Mail on Etsy, and here on Shopify I selected quite a basic plan, which doesn't include, I think the only providers they have is actually Every, who wants to deal with Every, like they had such a bad rap here in UK, and DPD, and both of them are UK only, so they don't have international shipping. So did I just say I selected Shopify for my online shop? But what I have done is I have linked my website to the online shop. With the basic plan, you don't get an international shipping. Now, if you want to internationally ship, then what you would need to do is go for their like more premium plans, and then that, I think, then you can link. That doesn't provide, from my understanding, it's all very complicated, but from my understanding is it doesn't provide you still at the premium plan. Shopify doesn't provide you with international shipping as it would be linked on Etsy. However, you could then source a third party and you could link them to Shopify, and they would provide you with the same system as I had on Etsy, where you just have all the shipping labels ready for you, which means the premium plan is about £250 a month, which is just not for me. I'm not there yet. I mean, this is a very professional setup, so I can't blame them, because I feel in a way it would be justified, although I think for that amount I would expect not to need to source a third party for the shipping labels. But I don't know. So with Etsy, everything was super basic. You didn't really have that much flexibility with anything. All the control over things was taken away from you. They dealt with everything, but then you didn't know how they dealt with things. And then, of course, when it came to this problem right now, when they randomly decide to sit on people's money and there is no communication, then, of course, Etsy is a no-go. But what's interesting, just coming back to Etsy, the other day, a video popped up on my feed on YouTube where quite a big UK YouTuber, she runs a small business, but it's quite a business from my understanding. It's a small business, but it's quite a big small business, if that makes sense. And she's been invited to the headquarters in New York. And I was thinking, well, I understand why they want to promote themselves, but I wonder how many people are actually aware of what's going on, what they're doing to other sellers. Do you see what I mean? So they're using the YouTubers that have big followership to promote them. Well, I don't know who actually knows of what's going on, and under all of that, how Etsy just randomly puts reserves onto the accounts and doesn't pay people out for 3 months and up to 6 months and God knows. So yeah, that was my reasoning to leave them, but I also felt like they were charging more and more, and there was a lot of complaints about things, and complaints in terms of from sellers about Etsy and from buyers about Etsy. So both parties were not happy with that service. For quite a few years I've been hearing it. So in the background of doing everything, I always thought it'd be good to be able to sell from website. But if you remember, in December last year, I went to talk to the graphic designers, and I was planning to have an e-commerce online shop on my website and set up everything from scratch, and that was a crazy amount of money to pay. They said the starting point would be 10k Great British pounds, so yeah, not for me. And then what I decided to do now is, like I said, set up a website where you have everything that you can find out about me, because I'm doing so many different things. I don't think that everyone knows that I have an online school, and people that buy my products not necessarily know that I also teach online courses. And so I wanted to have everything in one place. And I'm not completely done yet with moving things around. There is still something that will be happening, which I heard there's going to be a new thing here on YouTube this year. They're planning to provide a new service, which is where you can sell your online courses. So I will see what the pricing is and how it's integrated, but I really love YouTube. The setup and everything just works so beautifully that I would be very happy if I like the service that they will be providing. I would be happy to move to sell my courses on YouTube. Again, I don't know how it's going to be, so, but that's just something in the mind. Yeah, so I just realized that depending on kind of other companies is not a great thing, and aiming for something that is more detailed and more in-depth is probably a better thing for where I am now. 4 years ago, probably no. I probably would not recommend. Just way too complicated to start with elsewhere. But Etsy is great for starting point, but it's just no longer working. It's not a functioning online shop platform. So where was I going with this? Okay, so another thing, PayPal. Now, I wasn't going to set up PayPal, and then my hubby talked me into it, saying that look how easy it is. He loves using PayPal when he pays for things. He said that, you know, a lot of customers probably would use PayPal because it's so easy, it keeps all of your details, you don't need to fill in anything. And I was really much against the PayPal because I heard other YouTubers years ago had major issues with PayPal, and so I never trusted kind of PayPal in a similar way as with Etsy. I'm not saying that they are providing a bad service. It's just I kind of, you know, when you hear other people experiencing bad things and you don't want to have the same experience. So I stayed away from PayPal until now. And I had 2 orders come in with PayPal, and I ran into basically the same issue as with Etsy. But luckily, both of the orders I sent as tracked. And so that will help the situation a little bit. But basically, both of those orders, the payments have gone on hold. And I'm like thinking, no way. I mean, no way. Why? This is so weird. Etsy did it, and now PayPal. So long story short, it's basically they saying the same thing where, I mean, thank goodness it wasn't standard. You know, why are we, small businesses, being punished for sending things as standard? When has standard international post become a no-go? But so here's the thing. So it's gone on hold, and then I had to call them. But at least there is a real person. There's a real number. You call, you get through. I didn't have to wait too long. And the lady that picked up, she was really, really helpful. And she explained that, well, it's good you have all the tracking numbers. She put it on the system, and she said it may take a few days. And then once the products are marked on their system as they have been delivered, then that's when the money will be released to me. So that should not be happening, right? But PayPal kind of creates this safety environment for the customers. Sorry for the... I lost my thought. My thread of thought. So the idea here is that yeah, so with standard, apparently, if I would have sent it standard, the money would have been kept on hold on PayPal for 180 days, which is 6 months. And what can you say to that? So, and then if it's not marked as, by the customer, is what she said to me, if it's not marked as delivered, then basically the money will be returned to the customer in those 180 days, and you're not going to get paid, and then you also send out your products, so it's a complete loss for you. So imagine if I had a big inflow of orders and most of them were PayPal, how damaging this would have been yet again for my business. And I just couldn't believe that after Etsy Thank goodness it was just 2, and thank goodness they were both tracked, even though they still went on to hold, and I had to call PayPal to talk to them about it. But at least, like I said, there is a proper service that can be provided, and she has confirmed that it should be okay. She put all the details in and it should not be held. But even then, what is this? So of course I disabled PayPal, and it's again, I wouldn't be using it for receiving money, but I would be I'm still using PayPal, for example, buying Royal Mail shipping labels, because it makes it so much faster. So these little minute details are actually fundamental for your business. They can kill your business very quickly, if you're not aware of it. I mean, I had no idea, you know, where does it, how would you know that if you are activating PayPal as your business account, how would you know that you only can send tracked mail? So going back to Shopify. So Shopify doesn't do, have I mentioned, they only do every end DPD in UK. So there's no international shipping label. So what I need to do is basically externally go and purchase shipping labels, and then so which I do on Royal Mail, and then I manually put the details in. So then to fulfill the order, what you need to do is you need to add the track number and the mailing service that you have used. So I'm not sure whether this is also going to be a bit of a problem. I mean, so far I sold 5, or I had 5 orders, and 2 of them I sent as tracked. I think, was it 2 as tracked? Yeah, 2 of them as tracked. So I tried every, I didn't like it, because with the every packages, I would have to take it to a Tesco Express, which is the same till as you do your groceries. And it's just not working for me. I like to go to a Royal Mail post office. I kind of, you know, I'm used to it. I enjoy it. And I don't want to go to 2 separate places. So for international orders, I would need to go to post office to send my Royal Mail packages. And then for every, I would have to go to Tesco Express to do a drop off. Like, it just doesn't work. So what I have decided from now onwards, and again, this is trial and error, but from trying it already first few days running this new online shop, is that I will go with Royal Mail UK and international, and I will be buying the shipping labels and then adding the information separately. So this is becoming a bit more manual work because it's not linked. It can't be linked to Shopify, which I don't understand why, but it's just one of those things. It costs you a lot less to run the Shopify compared to Etsy, but then it means you also have to do a bit more work. But I feel like like I said, I'm more in control of my own online shop. So that's what I'm doing. And I'm kind of now considering to moving to just tracked packages. It would make my life so much easier. Clearly something has changed. It's never been like that. When I started selling my products online on Etsy in 2019, there was no problems with standard mail at all. I could send it internationally and not have any problems. I was not penalized for it. So there has been a lot of problems with the post, whether Brexit has something to do with it. I have no idea. I just don't think I can do it because it looks like it might be damaging to my business. So the only way to go about it is to do tracked, unfortunately. But at least that gives you the safety that you can just track it any time and see what's happening, if it's stuck somewhere or, you know, things like that. That is it. Those are the plans of doing things. Let's talk about something else. I have about half an hour time to film a couple of tutorials for you. This is what I'm going to be doing. I miss just painting. I miss creating. I miss all of it because I was doing so much of the painting and the botanical artwork, and then this problem happened with Etsy where I just suddenly had to change all of my plans and just drop them and just focus on building a website and an online shop that is completely new. So have I mentioned that when you go into my online shop, you then will be redirected to Shopify. So I don't need to give you that long Shopify name and tell you this is it, this is my online shop, this is my website. Just go to my website and you will see there in big bold letters, online shop, and you will basically, it's just at the bottom of the page, but it's not long. The homepage is not long. You'll see my online school, and then you'll see my portfolio, you'll see all the products, and then at the bottom the big bold online shop. So you'll find everything there. I still might be moving things around until I feel settled. Like I said, until the end of summer I still will be twitching and moving things around to make them feel perfect, but at least it's functioning, it's running, it's there. And yeah, all the 15 products I have now moved to my online shop that I had on Etsy. They're now all available on my online shop. So there you go. I'm super excited about that, and I am going to film a couple of tutorials with the botanical stamp set, which I'm really excited about, because I haven't done a single tutorial yet. And you know how I always, when I bring out a new stamp set, I always do tutorials and I launch it. It's just none of it was as perfectly running as smooth and perfectly as I like things to be done, purely because I had to focus, all of my focus had to go on building those two things. So that's what I will be doing. And like I said, I think I'm not sure if this week you'll have 2 videos, most likely, and then for the rest of the month you'll have a video every week, just one, because I will have to focus on family time, which is so precious. So yeah, I'm actually quite looking forward to creating with these, because when my mind is all over the place, and I had a really intense, super stressful week and a half, like 2 weeks time, figuring things out, where I thought, oh, I set this up and it's working now, and then only to realize there's another problem. So of course, when you're building a new website, you will be, or online shop, you will be learning in the process, but now it's all sort of running smooth. There were a few hiccups, but it's all good now. So in that case, when my mind isn't fully there, I find this sort of artwork so easy, because it just helps me to sit down and stamp a few images, line them out, bring some watercolor or some other mediums, and just enjoy the process. So that's what I will be filming now. It's a lovely day. It's quite springy. My tulips are quite out. They're not fully open. Most of them aren't. I have some lovely orange ones, which I might insert an image here. But yeah, thanks so much for all of your support. Please check out my website. Head to my online shop if you were waiting. All the watercolor sets are there. At the time being, I'm not selling the big sets anymore, and I'm not selling individual tubes, but the small half pen sets are available. So please check it out. And that's it for today. So I hope I'll see you soon, and thanks for watching.